Hello and welcome to another edition of the Dugout Podcast. I'm Andrew, joined alongside Marissa.
Hi.
And welcome back. It's just us this evening, it appears. You good?
Yeah, man.
Great. So, without further ado, we have a hopefully entertaining show this evening. A lot of hot topics.
Entertaining.
Pardon?
Nothing. Carry on.
Okay. I don't think Chelsea on the agenda, so that's maybe why she's so irritable. But nevertheless, we hope that we have a very entertaining and engaging show this evening, right? So let's get into it. So our first topic is obviously we're going to be looking at each other race. It's fluid, so every time we do the show, maybe something, I'm assuming that something will happen that is worth talking about. But we're going to start with Sunday's big game. Events down at the Etihad. We had Arsenal getting a point against Man City. What were your thoughts on the game, Marissa?
Well, I didn't really watch much of the game. I had more important things to do, like watch Chelsea women play the cup final against Arsenal women. So I tuned in after that was done. That was about 60 minutes into the game. So from then on, it just felt like just a lot of City sustained pressure, wave and wave. Not a lot of meaningful attacks, I would say, but dominating the ball, dominating possession, everything. But I have to say it was a bit disappointing that I ended in a draw. Not for you, obviously, because you could not be happier. But it's a bit disappointing that, you didn't really get a PL Classic. That would be my disappointment. So I didn't even feel the need to go back and watch anything that I missed, really. So,
I don't really understand what you all were expecting. Because a couple things. Entertainment.
Yes, I want to be entertained.
A couple things. Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Can you ever remember a City and Arsenal Classic, PL Classic?
Yeah, like when City used to put enough goals past them and thing.
That's not a classic. That's not the definition of a classic.
My definition of a classic.
A classic is for example, like a very, very rare scoreline. If you're talking about one-sided, like so for example, Liverpool 7, Man United 0, or Man United 0, Liverpool 5, at Old Trafford.
Or Man United 4, Liverpool 3 in the FA Cup semi-final.
Yeah. But that won't mean much. Actually, right? It's interesting that you brought it up, but nevertheless, I'll let that one slide. I'll let that one slide. Actually, should I let that one slide though? Chelsea ever had any heavy defeats?
Oh gosh, of course.
Guess who?
Maybe not heavy, just painful.
Anyway, nevertheless. Okay, so one, that game is usually not. I would get at that point. That game is not usually a classic, end-to-end type of game. It's normally one-sided of recent years that I can remember, where City normally come out on top. Ever since they take over by the Shet team or whatever they call it, right? No problem. That's number one. Number two, Arsenal won reverse fixture 1-0, as you can possibly remember.
Of course, who could forget?
And
they won't let you forget, so who could forget?
I expected Arsenal to approach the game in a similar vein, which was to be difficult to break down. I try to, catch City on the break, or if it could nick something, especially considering that, the back end of the season is, on the way, this really tight running.
So clearly they just don't want to get beat.
Yeah, because, they were in front of City, right? So, what's it? The incentive, people talk about the incentive to go there and win, really put City over the risk, because that would have been a real, psychological boost for them, and maybe a deflating result for City if that had transpired. But I didn't see that happening. I thought Arsenal would have tried to be defensively sound. Couple things with the game. Arsenal, I found that oftentimes Arsenal seem to be in a low block. With this about 5 at times to me. To me, City's formation was the problem. I was surprised by the formation in terms of they were too narrow. So they're trying to almost force the ball through the center.
Which then explains the double sub.
Yeah, because and the problem was because they were too narrow in terms of attack, and then also they were struggling because Arsenal were in a low block. It's difficult to get in behind because there's not a lot of space to run in behind. So yeah, bringing on Doku and Grealish to me was the right sub. Something else that Pep could have possibly tried was to maybe bring on Alvarez and go with 2 up front to give Haaland a bit of help. That would have been the next sub that I would have made if I was the coach. But yeah, you gotta give Arsenal credit. Arsenal had got the game plan right. They basically forced it to cross the ball. I know it wasn't even from the byline most of the time. It was like from just on the edge of the 18-yard box sometimes. And they backed themselves that Saliba and Gabriel will handle most things that come into the box. And if you think about it, the back four is entirely centre backs because it's Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, and Kiwior. So yeah. So I think a pleasing result for Arsenal. You mentioned Liverpool. Well, we did our job, which is the least that we could have done. So yeah, but a long way to go. 9 games left. That brings us on the next topic of contention. Like, where did you? Well, firstly, since we mentioned the Arsenal City game, did you learn anything from that game?
I think I learned that Arsenal are going to try to be different this year in terms of, at least in the big. Well, I can't even say big games because really and truly, who they have, I don't see them adopting that same strategy against Spurs or Chelsea. But I think what I learned is that they're trying to learn from last season. So they're probably going to try to be a little bit more cautious and ensure that they don't get beat. And then back themselves probably to score 1 or 2 goals against the Chelsea's and the Spurs. I don't think the Man United because they got up in Man United, right?
Yeah, they have to go to.
So I think they're going to try to make sure they have that solidity that they didn't have last year. You know, the 3-3 with Southampton and other poor results. So I think you see Arsenal that's trying to learn, but will they is another question. So we'll see.
All right, so like I kind of learned the same thing about Arsenal in the sense that I feel as though they're a bit more. It seems to be a bit more. They need to be a bit more pragmatic.
Right, that's the word.
It seems to be a bit more maturity in their approach and in their play at times. I think honestly, but in terms of the defensive setup and the desire to be solid against City, I feel as though that was a one-off. In the sense that it's not saying they're going to ship a bucket of goals against somebody else. Just in the sense that I don't think that they will have the same respect for Tottenham.
Or Chelsea.
Tottenham is derby, so you have to come out and play.
Yeah.
Or Chelsea, especially because of where you are in the table right now. That's another reason that I don't think they will respect you. Not saying they will, take you lightly, but they won't necessarily feel as though they can't go having a game against Chelsea.
And United as well.
Correct. So I don't expect the same approach. So I think it's all about. I think for me, with Arsenal, I think it's all about how they respond to adversity within the game.
Exactly.
I haven't seen them take a significant knock within the game.
Yeah.
And how would they respond to it in terms of will Arteta make a tactical change? How maybe they consider late goal. How would they bounce back or respond? So that's what I'm waiting for.
And that's why I alluded to when Kenneth was here last time that Arsenal has a plan A. And it's a relatively effective plan A. But my concern with them is always when plan A doesn't work. And I think it would be interesting, we were talking off air about it, if City had scored first, then they would have had to throw that game plan out to the window and probably be a little bit more attacking.
Right.
So I do want to see that. Will we see it? I don't know. But I do want to see how they respond if... And when we talk about go a goal behind, I mean like tomorrow against Luton. I mean, they go a goal behind against Luton, then back themselves to overturn that.
Right.
But I mean like in a game like Spurs, Chelsea, United, any of the other tough fixtures they have, Brighton away, like what happens then? So that's what I really want to see.
Right.
And if I see it, then, but I still think Liverpool... I mean, part of me still thinks City are favorites because of their running, but I think Liverpool are right there.
Yeah. But City, though, for me, I learned what you all suspected about City this year. And this is not any shade, but any stretch of the imagination. I always felt as though the players that City lost in the summer, and the ones that came in, the Dokus, for example, and the Nunez and the Kovacic, for example, losing Gundogan as well and Mahrez, I always felt that for some reason I don't feel as though the new acquisitions have, hit the ground running.
Right.
Goku has done a lot of nice approach play, but as Kenneth was pointing out, his numbers are are not like highly productive. So Grealish has had a bad season with injuries, start season. it's more been, and the Bernard Satis injury issues as well. It has more been Haaland's goals. Foden has stepped up a lot, and the defensive Rodri and the defensive unit that has done a lot of good work for City this season. And as much as I may say they don't look as fluent or whatever the case would be as they did last season, they're still right there. So that tells you a lot. Exactly. So I'm not ruling them out by any stretch of imagination. Not. I just think that like has City been firing on all cylinders, for example, I think that they may have fashioned a couple more chances against Arsenal.
Yeah, 1 shot on target. 12 shots in all. Strange.
Right, and that's why the next step that I would have made might have been to bring on Alvarez and go with 2 up top, as opposed to just Haaland. Right. Because Haaland's a clinical goal scorer, lethal, but and
still need help.
He doesn't. No, every striker needs help. Right, but he's one of those strikers where you fashion him chances, he would take most of them. But he's not necessarily a skillful striker.
So you mean like not like a Harry Kane? Like, I mean, as in,
Harry Kane has the ability to get involved in the play, involved in the
right. That's not really
game is better, right?
Yeah.
But not only that, like in terms of like I've seen strikers like this comparison might seem unfair, but you see strikers like, for example, Ronaldo, phenomenal. Brazil Ronaldo. Skillful. Could create chances on his own.
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily need others to provide for him.
Right.
Like, for example, the game against Liverpool at Anfield. Remember the chance where Haaland was put through by De Bruyne in the first half and he was 1-on-1 with Van Dijk. When Van Dijk was the last man back. I think it was from our own corner, actually. And Van Dijk was twisting that turner and running back to goal. Yes, Van Dijk did relatively well to push Haaland to his left foot and a little bit away from goal. He still got off his shot. But what I'm saying is that if Haaland had a bit of dribbling ability, a bit of skill, and Mbappe's skill, like, Van Dijk goes to cut.
I understand what you mean, yeah.
I think Van Dijk would have probably trip up. I'd be embarrassed in that moment.
Yeah.
So and that's where, that's where in those type of games, Haaland might struggle, where there's not a lot of space and not a lot of chances being fashioned for him. His team isn't necessarily fluent. Foden struggled to get in the game too.
Yeah.
Right? And so, I guess they would look at it as a bad office. But like you said, I would still think that City's in a strong position, even though they're in third, because their running is, very
favorable.
Yeah.
Very. Yeah.
And if you're with Liverpool, we have, I think, as good a chance as anybody, but I know that there are some tricky fixtures in there.
I just thought, God help me. Conor do the double at Sports.
Right.
God help me if Liverpool win 2 or 3 trophies this season. Like, I don't think I'll be able to be around you.
Oh boy, it's interesting, right? You mentioned that Conor won a double. I was actually thinking about wearing my Conor shirt for this episode, But I'm saving that back for if we get the person that we want on. Or if we get fellow Conor on as well, probably.
You cannot bring another Conor on this show today.
They don't have the shirt. I have it though.
But I can't be outnumbered by Conor.
But all my guests, most of my guests so far have been the prospective guests that we have are Conor.
I don't know.
The one that we didn't get this week. And that's what I mentioned to you the other day. All Conor. Nevertheless, Liverpool though, just a quick talk before we move on in that segment. I would say, I think Liverpool played, to me, their most comfortable game against Brighton since De Zerbi has been in. I would agree with Klopp in that assessment. But my problem with Liverpool is that whilst they're very strong in terms of potential goal scorers in the team, and defense for the most part is kind of solid. I feel like Liverpool's issue for me in this running, or what I fear, is that they create chances, but they're not as clinical enough of the chances, so that the doors also open, like against Man U in the FA Cup. And game management, because against Brighton, there were a couple times where I was literally ranting and raving. I really wanted the 3 points, Marissa, and I was cussing like a mockingbird. Well, mockingbirds don't cuss, but cussing like a sailor. Maybe that's a better analogy. Cussing like a sailor, because they just kept giving me the ball. I'm like, if you keep the ball, like you've been doing for most of the second half, it's a stoppage time. You will win the game. Good on the car flag. And they got people like like Joe Gomez just getting away, try to cross the ball, and aimless ball at the field, or Liverpool try to play for the ball, like go along, I go up in the corner flag, but it can't hear me. Are you smiling like that? I'd be very serious.
Like, I'm picturing you right now doing it.
But exactly, like going to kiss me tail corner flag. I won me the game, and I'm like the tricky fixtures that I mentioned, the Everton away whenever that game is started in. Roy so the derby. I respect derbies. Anyway, Everton away, Man U this Sunday. Well, yeah, right. That's a tricky fixture. I still have to go to Villa, who are fighting for the Champions League, and I still have Tottenham to visit for chasing Champions League as well. Those first fixtures are tricky, potentially tricky, where points can be dropped.
I agree.
If Liverpool are in a situation where they haven't taken most of the chances, but they happen to be winning the game or something like that, I keep on giving me the ball and something happens and they concede. Lord have mercy, the little here that I put it out.
God help the Orleans, boy.
God help the Orleans. I didn't want everybody to be Orleans, but anyway.
Orleans is a big place.
It's not.
It is. How much avenues are there? Anyways, we getting distracted. They got enough avenues in the Orleans.
Anyhow. But yeah, so I think that's it for the terrorists.
Yeah, pretty much.
Any change to your prediction? I think you said that you fancy City?
Yeah, I fancy City and then Liverpool close second.
Yeah. Okay. All right, well, I can go with Liverpool as my first favorite still. I see with my second favorites.
Pretends to be
disrespect to Arsenal. I think Arsenal have a good chance. But I'm hoping, praying, fingers crossed, that Liverpool can get a job done. Right? All right, so our next segment, Marissa, is
Champions League. You just alluded to it, actually.
Oh, Champions League, okay.
All
right.
So it had an interesting result today that kind of figures into that. Spurs drew away at West Ham.
They did. Score draw or
1-1. West Ham scored first with. Well, actually no. Spurs scored first with Brennan Johnson after 5 minutes, and then Kurt Zuma equalized in the 19th minute, and that was it.
Okay.
So that was an interesting result. They are now 2 points behind Villa, same amount of games played.
Right.
That's going to go on to your wire for sure.
Yeah, and Villa played City tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah, Villa.
So that point was very good for Villa then, in case if they lose tomorrow, yeah. So, yeah.
And United played.
Do we think United? Honestly, do we think United is in this Champions League race? Let me be honest.
There might be any point differences between teams. I don't really look that far on the table, no.
Okay, they are 11 points behind Villa.
What?
Yeah. I don't know what it would be.
Because I was expecting, I thought it would be 8. I was expecting 11.
Use the buddy that come up with this segment, but it would be 8 if they win on Thursday.
But I came up with this segment, right? As a smart way, a clever way of trying to talk with Man U. Because I know if I said to you, let me talk with Man U, you would tell me, I'm talking about them. So that's why I said qualification, right? I try to talk about the top.
Trying to ease in your second favorite team.
They're not my second favorite team, but any stretch of imagination.
Your second favorite team
my second favorite team is Luton
to
Town.
talk about.
And then West Ham. Because West Ham were so hospitable at London Stadium when they visited. And Luton have been always good for me for the last, let's say, about 20 odd years.
Since you get mentioned that you went and see West Ham Chelsea without actually saying you went and see West Ham Chelsea.
Oh no.
It feels like you just...
As long as it's continually relevant.
Use every opportunity just to slide it in. Anyways.
Right, okay.
So yes, they're 11 points behind Villa.
Right, so you were asking me if I think that...
If realistically, do you think they're really in Champions League race?
How much points are they behind Tottenham?
9.
They still play either of them?
Let me check.
In that running?
I don't think Villa, but
right,
maybe Spurs.
Maybe Spurs, yeah.
Yeah, but I'll double check. So yeah, I would say no.
Yeah, I don't think they are. I honestly don't think they are.
Actually, no, they may go play Spurs. So they ain't gonna play either of them.
Oh, okay. So they're really relying on other results.
Pretty much.
And they also have them in their games. I mean, okay, so before this weekend's results, where they drop points, because I think Villa won their game at the weekend. And Spurs won as well.
Let me see.
I know Spurs beat Luton.
Definitely win.
Yeah, they beat Luton 2-1.
Villa
beat Wolves 2-0. Yeah, right. I remember. So before that, right, they would have been on a little, let's say, touch and goal chance. right? Now, if Villa lose tomorrow, Spurs drop points today, and Man U beat Chelsea on Thursday, then I guess for some Man U fans, it may be, okay, slim chance, but got games around up.
Yeah.
They really would need to put a run together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see them playing a run together. A sustained run of that magnitude together.
They were awful against Brentford.
I watched a game and I was like,
honestly,
real talk, right? I watched a game and I had the phone up. I watched it on my phone. And, Brentford peppered the goal, couldn't get the breakthrough. I was so late. And, it was so late. Onana had to make incredible saves.
Yeah.
More like unlucky with the shot coming off the crossbar or the post. Or just blazing the shot over the goal bars. And then you get a fortunate, well, it was a good bit of play, I guess. But
I knew it was going to happen, though.
Mason Mount, of all people, Mason Mount, I think, ridicule him for months on this platform. But he scored. And then my fan asked me, you could imagine who she is. she will remain nameless. She would have yes. All right, let me know what I say though. I'll 10 seconds later. Brentford. I just feel I don't have a goal. I should do so much. She's not gonna be so dirty if that's gonna kill Marissa.
To be on a play on the wall.
And be a play on the wall, correct. I honestly feel Rachel won't be left your players.
Probably. Honestly though, that was awful. But that's my thing.
That was what's the word?
Justice,
exactly. Yeah. That was justice.
That's my thing with Man United. And I've said it before here. I'm not saying they've won 15 times. Yeah, they've won 15 times this season. I'm not saying that they deserve to win on their games. Mm-hmm. But honestly, when I have watched so many of Man United games, whenever I see them play, they're not good and they always get away with it.
Yeah.
They always get away with it.
I'm wondering if it's a case where maybe sometimes it's like they've found ways to stay in games. Yeah. And then other times it's the case where teams fail to put them away.
Honestly, it's the latter. I saw a stat that said that they have faced the most shots since this year.
Right, when you face 31 shots against Brentford, and trust me, right, I won at Brentford for the first time this season since it came in the Premier League. But when you face 31 shots against Brentford, that was incredible. And if I had Brentford, I mean, yeah, happy that Brentford at least got a point, but Brentford should have won that game.
Oh, they should have. So I can't find it now, but I think it says something like 194 shots for this year alone, or in the last few, some nonsense stat, and it was like, what? That just tells you that they get away with a lot.
Yeah,
they get away with a lot. It's crazy.
What I would say though is in terms of the top four battle, because so like for me, I wouldn't really say four. Like for me, I would say that that was their mindset. They're more chasing fifth place in the event that ain't gonna get the extra Champions League spot next season. But even then, I think that's a long shot. I don't see them playing a run and I think with 9 games left, I think they would need to win at least. I would say, me personally, I would say that they would need to win at least 6 or 7 of the 9 games left, and maybe a draw or 2.
I can't see that.
Chance. I can't see it.
Let me see who they're playing. Chelsea, Liverpool, Newcastle. Well, they could definitely Newcastle and Arsenal and Brighton away. I could see them obviously beating Sheffield, obviously beating Burnley, obviously beating Crystal Palace. But Arsenal, Brighton, Newcastle, Chelsea, and Liverpool game.
I would say obviously.
But
relegation team, maybe Sheffield, yes. I think Sheffield done already.
Yeah.
We get in a second. But but teams that fighting relegation can sometimes be difficult games, especially when playing like that Man United team.
It's true.
I'm actually even thinking, okay, Brentford, when you look at the table, I think Brentford are a little bit.
Yeah.
Right, so Brentford kind of like still fighting relegation. So maybe that was why Brentford, looked like they wanted it more than Man United, which is a very, very strong indictment. But, I don't think Man U get into the Champions League. And in terms of, let's say England don't get the 5th place and just top 4, I really can't call the Villa and Spurs. Because
that can be tight for sure.
That can be tight, and I mean, it's just...
Yeah, that's too close to call right now,
I can't really say for sure with certainty.
Yeah.
I think both of their scores are kind of similar in terms of depth as well. I like some of the players that Villa have, and I like some of the players that Spurs have. But I think the squad has some beat spots compared to the top 3 that fight for the title, for example. So, but yeah, I think that'll be interesting.
Yeah, they will be. So on the other end of the table, relegation. So also had an interesting result there today. Forest won 3-1 against Fulham.
Well,
Everton drew late penalty by Calvert-Lewin with Newcastle. So they got a point. Burnley drew with Wolves.
Right.
And yeah, I think that is it for those results. Yeah. So it's interesting because, like you said, I think Sheffield are gone. They are like 10 points adrift. Well, how do you calculate how much points adrift they are? Yeah, they're 10 points from safety. So I think they're gone.
Wait, last time Sheffield win again. I don't say that to be facetious.
I know. I mean, they only win 3 times this season, so.
Right. I think them.
Burnley, despite Chelsea's best efforts on Saturday, I think Burnley are going to go down as well. So it's really Luton, Forest, and Everton, and maybe Brentford. I think those 4 sides are still in that relegation battle.
So you think it's Burnley?
Because Luton have 22 points. Right. Forest got 25. Everton got 26, and Brentford got 27.
Okay.
So I think it's those 4 sides that would be the third side to go down.
Okay.
So who's your money on?
To be third side to go down?
Not you, beloved Luton.
Wait, so we agree that we think Burnley going down too, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't see Burnley playing a run together either. I think Burnley are competitive.
Yeah, they are.
Enough, but I just don't think that they have enough goals in their team. I think that's the Achilles heel.
Despite Chelsea's best efforts on Sunday.
Yeah, I think Chris was talking to me.
It's an absolutely disgusting result. Honestly, I've never been more pissed at Chelsea. 10 men to the second from bottom side, and you drop a lead twice to a set piece goal. Anyways, this is not about Chelsea.
I shot back because I was going to let you have the floor.
I'll let myself because.
Okay. All right. So we think we agree that Sheffield and Burnley are probably down.
For sure.
Luton,
not your beloved Luton.
I think Luton will ultimately go down too. It's not. I don't take any joy from saying that, obviously, because my dream is that next time I visit, I go to Kenilworth Road, a place I visited before. But, go back there this time with Premier League status intact, and I get to see, Luton host somebody in, that little small conference stadium. It's very listen.
Do you want to look at the fixtures or you just want to continue to?
I want to continue. Okay. One more thing to say. It's not a lot of leg room. I'll tell you that, but, right. Okay, tell me fixtures.
You ready? Okay, good.
Actually, no, wait, I want to make one more point. Sorry. Not off the topic, though. I promise it is not off the topic. So I think Luton will go down because I think Luton will win. Okay, the 9 or so that left. Well, 8 for them that left. I would fancy Luton to win maybe 2 or 3 maximum. I don't think that would be enough.
Yeah, let me compare the fixtures.
Okay.
So I would say you want to look at the winnable fixtures or the unwinnable ones. All right, let me just tell you who they got.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. This is Luton we're looking at first?
Yeah, Luton first. Arsenal away, which is tomorrow. Bournemouth at home. City away. Brentford, that's a big one, at home. Wolves away. Everton at home, that's a big one.
Right.
West Ham away. Fulham at home.
Right. All right, so you said Wolves was one. You said Wolves, right? They play Wolves as well?
Away, yeah.
Right, they play Fulham. Everton, Brentford.
Bournemouth. And West Ham. City and Arsenal.
I don't call West Ham necessarily. But you see those 5 that we mentioned? You focus on those 5. If you get 15 points from those 5, then
Wolves,
you got a chance.
Everton, Fulham, Brentford, and Bournemouth.
Yeah.
And you think of the
West Ham, if you beat West Ham or get something from West Ham, that's a bonus. If you get something from other top teams, that's a bonus as well.
But you know what's key about those 5 games? 4 of them are at home.
Okay. And they're against teams that are around you as well. Because if you can beat Brentford, if you can beat Everton, for example, then you put yourself with a good chance to survive.
So I ain't ready to send them down yet.
I think ultimately will. I don't know if I ain't ready to send them down yet either, but to me, Luton have struggled to win games.
It's true.
And they've had some very, very nail biters, and they've been on the receiving end, for example, where they have been a few seconds in stoppage time away from winning.
Arsenal.
Liverpool. I think they had a close game at home against City too before they ultimately lost. So they've been close a couple on Newcastle, because remember they were at 4-2 up and then lost and then drew 4-4. So they've had some, that would mean that's why I don't trust them.
I get you.
I say they got to focus on those 5, and if you can get anything from the other 3, that's a bonus. But at the same time, I don't trust them to, and I don't think that they're capable of winning the 5 that I mentioned either. So maybe 3 minutes and 2 draws.
Fair enough. So let's look at Everton.
Okay.
Burnley at home. That's huge. That's a huge game on Saturday. Burnley at home. Chelsea away. Forest at home. Another huge game. Everton, Liverpool at home. Brentford at home. Why is it always that? Why is it all? You know, these fixtures are predetermined before the season starts. But every time you have like a battle on, there's always these critical matchups. Like Forest, they play Forest, Brentford, and Luton in their last few fixtures. All teams fighting relegation. I just find it interesting how that shape up.
Yeah, how everything is like playing like direct competitors. At key stages of the season. Yeah.
And this is generated before the season start, before it's crazy. But anyways, Burnley at home, Chelsea away, Forest at home, Liverpool at home, Brentford at home, Luton away, Sheffield at home, Arsenal away.
Okay, so like for me, I think the one thing that Everton has is that Everton are capable, or the one team that I would say are capable, along with Brentford, that could take points off the teams around them and also somebody top as well. So I think Everton will survive.
You think they'll survive? Okay.
I always felt, that to me that would have relegated Everton would have been the point deduction. I always thought, I remember Everton got docked 10 points and then was reduced to 6. So had those points not been taken away, we would not even be talking about Everton in this relegation battle.
So Forest, Spurs away, Wolves at home, Everton away, City at home, Sheffield away, Chelsea at home, Burnley away.
I don't really like Forest like that, to be honest. But I think Forest will do just enough. Like for me, between Forest and Luton.
You think it between Forest and Luton?
Yeah, but I have a little bit more
faith in Forest.
I want to say fifth because I like the way supporting them. I don't want to say fifth.
Great.
But I have a little bit more, I guess, confidence. Yeah, that Forest might nick a point here, nick a win here. And they tend to do that. If you look at Forest fixtures, they sometimes pull a rabbit with
yeah, it's true.
So I just fancy Forest above Luton because I think Forest will obviously spend a bucket load of money. Have a bit more quality in their squad than Luton has. I think that they're a bit more capable. So for me, I don't know if you still want to touch on the other teams. I think that Brentford will survive.
Brentford, yeah.
I think Brentford will survive.
Brentford will survive too. But I agree. I think it's between Forest and Luton. And I see what you're saying about Forest, but I just think the fact that those 4 of those 5 huge games that Luton have being at home is huge for them. So we'll see.
It's huge, but can Kenilworth Road create magic, like that?
Yes, we'll see.
We'll have to see, but I don't know.
We see.
Luton always like find a way to concede the late goal.
It's
or
crazy,
something goes,
isn't it?
Something goes Ori in dying embers.
Yep, it is crazy.
But tomorrow's a good time to start Luton. Tomorrow is a good time. It's a
great time to start.
As good a fixture as any.
Yep, I agree. All right, so leaderboard and predictions.
Yes.
Nothing really to add to the leaderboard except you're still in front by 4 points.
Wait, 4 points?
Yes.
Only 4?
Only 4.
Not going to miss a couple of weeks. We'll go.
The point is.
Ladies and gentlemen, I still have not received my reward for winning the first edition of the leaderboard prediction battle. So,
all right.
I feel like at the end of the season, right, if I don't get something tangible in my hand, for doing so well with these predictions, I'm done with this. You can predict these pictures by yourself.
How about this?
Go ahead.
If I win, we cancel it out, right? But if you win again, you get 2 prizes.
Okay, all right. You got witnesses, right? All right.
Good. Because I'm tired of hearing this. Tired. So yes, you have 38 points. I have 34. But I was watching the episode with Ken when they jokingly said, "Man, you will win." I should have stayed to that prediction. Yeah. Should have stayed to that prediction. Get luck.
Man, you had it right when they did that thing. But anyhow, we'll win. I win is a win. Congrats to them.
We ain't getting that far. So we have how far in the future are we predicting?
I think we should predict maybe fixtures and then the weekend.
Okay. Not next week ones either?
We're playing next week.
All right, let me just go through.
All right, go ahead.
So tomorrow, Arsenal at home to Luton.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, how I thought
I can't come here like a fool.
Yeah,
how I already do. But I know how I talk, man. Should I go with my heart or my head? Be fancy.
Whatever causes you to lose this leaderboard.
Did laugh from your mouth. All right. I'm gonna go to. Sorry, I'm gonna go 3-1 to Arsenal. I'll give Luton a goal.
I gave 5-1.
Well,
I think Arsenal will destroy them tomorrow.
okay.
I don't want them to, but I think they will. City at home to Villa.
I'm gonna go 2-1 City. I don't think City will drop points away at home.
I don't think so either, but it's a tough fixture.
Not really. I think City will win 2-1.
I'll go 3-1 City.
Okay.
Liverpool at home to Sheffield. Could be anything.
I'll go 4-1 Liverpool.
I can go 4-0 Liverpool. Chelsea at home to Man United. Oh, I have so many feelings.
I'm gonna go Chelsea at home to Man United. I'm gonna go 1-1. 1-1 draw. Doesn't really do much for Man United in their chase, but I'll go 1-1.
I have so many feelings. I can't. It's like what Ken said. Chelsea is like Jekyll and Hyde.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't know. Predicting Chelsea is like pulling a rabbit, not a rabbit, but just you can't predict Chelsea games with any surety, any confidence at all. I thought Saturday we were. And the thing is with Chelsea, they're always good in patches during the games, but the game management is awful, especially after halftime. See people complain they don't know what Poch said to players at halftime. Like literally, I would watch a Chelsea game. We'd be 1-0 up, cruising. I'd go and come back, halftime, no kick off, and your team equalize or 2-1 up. It's crazy. Anyways, it's not about Chelsea.
Clearly want to make it about Chelsea. Because we asked for prediction. I can make it for a minute and 30 seconds.
Whatever.
Ranting. We'll go ahead.
I got back the boys 2-0. Because we still got a chance again in Europa League, Because we're only... Look at the thing quick. We are only... West Ham is 7th right now, 45 points. We're only 5 points behind West Ham, and we have 3 games on them.
But Europa League isn't 5th and 6th. Only 7th. I think 7th is Conference League.
Oh. What's that dream?
It's alright though.
Europe,
right?
Scraps.
Yeah.
Scraps. Anyways, I get back the boys to do this 2-0. I can't predict a Man United way. I know that we were awful when we went to Old Trafford, but I can't. Anyways.
What was the game against Old Trafford? What was the result? I can't remember. The Man United?
Mm-hmm. But we were bad. We were awful in that game.
Okay.
That was the game that Man United like prime Barcelona.
Whoa. I hear a game of prediction. Wasn't that again?
Yeah. City away at Palace. Early morning kickoff on Saturday.
City away at Palace.
It's Palace.
They've gotten some results recently since the new appointment of a new manager.
Okay. Yeah, so they're relatively safe, but still.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if this new manager bump still kicking in.
I can go to 1 City.
Okay, I won't go to 1 Palace. I found, for some reason, I don't know why. I just got a sneaky feeling that Palace may do my experience of praise here.
Whatever makes
early
you
morning,
lose.
Early morning kickoff.
Whatever makes you lose this Leaderboard.
The thing is, right, you can say that all you want, but I've shown countless times that even one thing I don't lose it. Once I get in front, I don't seem to switch again. That's number one.
You barely win last year, right? You seem to be forgetting that.
I know.
It was a point difference.
I was in front and they stopped trying. Grabbing my look like before I come up for the show. I just stopped trying.
Call this back. I don't hear that crowd again. That you stopped trying.
Well, sorry. But I'm not for it. But I mean, last year. But I remember last year. I was like, I was whimsical, about
whatever.
About the predictions at the end.
Whatever.
But I have a sneaky feeling that this can be, because I mean, like, past Selhurst Park is not an easy ground. It hasn't been an easy ground for City in recent years.
Sure, it's not.
And I feel like early morning kickoff, that could be iffy. Especially if Selhurst Park get it.
All right, Arsenal away at Brighton.
I'm gonna go 2-2 Brighton, 2-2 draw. Brighton 2, Arsenal 2.
To 1 Arsenal.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Brittany gets sent for again, but one bet.
Sure.
In fact, we don't pay that. So anyway, we can't bet with you.
Nah, I told you this already. I don't think Brighton are the same side for last season. So
they ain't gonna be the same.
Let's see.
Let's see where we have this. Ain't no way playing.
See how we at Sheffield.
That was already the next game. But anyhow, Chelsea will be at Sheffield. You said the best for last.
Gosh, ew.
Sheffield will be at. You said Sheffield will be at Chelsea, or Chelsea will be at Sheffield.
Chelsea will be at Sheffield.
Right. All right. So Chelsea will be at Sheffield. I would say this should be a routine win, but y'all don't do that these days. So I'll go 2-1 Chelsea.
I don't know. It could be anything. But sure, 2-1. Spurs at home to Forest. You know what? Fancy a nice little 1-1 or 2-2.
I was going to say that too.
I ain't go 2-2.
I'll go 2-1. Spurs.
Man United at home to Liverpool. You do not have my face like that. Anyway,
I don't understand.
Man United at home to Liverpool, 10:30 a.m. on Sunday morning.
You gonna be at church?
I will.
Right.
Should get home in time to watch Sheffield beat Chelsea though, but...
All right, Man U at home to Liverpool, you said?
Mm-hmm. Tasty game.
3-1 Liverpool.
3.
I don't think
goals.
That way said, but I scored 5 a couple years ago. Was way can't score 3. Honestly, right? I should have relatively.
Really
I scored 3 in the FA Cup as well. No, so
but they scored 4.
Yeah, but still, but the point I'm making is that it's not unlike Liverpool to score at Old Trafford every single time.
That's a really bold prediction after what happened on.
I lost the last minute goal against in a game that I clearly was a better team, but they won. But anyway, I think it will be 3-1. I think Liverpool will learn from the wastefulness that befell them in the FA Cup. I think Liverpool get a job done.
I disagree. No, I'm just surprised by your prediction.
Yeah, what me say?
Surprised you want a little more conservative. Maybe
3-1 is not 3-1 is bold.
Is, but I agree though.
Okay.
So that was fun.
I think Liverpool. I don't think I would hate not to think. I think that Liverpool will. I think Liverpool lose twice at Old Trafford. I mean, it's possible. It can't happen. It's not saying it can't happen, but I just don't think this Liverpool team will allow that to happen. What happened in FA Cup to happen again?
Fair enough.
And I don't know how Man U performance. Well,
a lot.
Because you did play a good game in the FA Cup. I think I did play in patches, and because Liverpool were starting this, they didn't.
In the FA Cup.
I would say the first 20-25 minutes in the FA Cup because they were good. They started the game well, and then you could have said Liverpool there were chances for Liverpool if Liverpool settled, and it happened.
I think a lot because I saw that they have Martinez and Lindelof out for Thursday.
Yeah,
which definitely means that they can beat Chelsea.
Right, so both of them out for Sunday.
Right.
Well, sorry, out for a month. Yeah,
right.
Both Lindelof.
So I fully expect Man United to beat Chelsea on Thursday, even though my prediction was, what was my prediction? 2-1?
You said 2-0 Chelsea.
2-0 Chelsea?
Yeah.
I said 2-0 Chelsea for real?
I think you said 2-0.
I am so...
I think I said 1-1.
Why did I say
I think those games drawn a lot.
It's true. But I fully expect despite my prediction, I fully expect Man United to beat Chelsea on Thursday, and then I think that y'all will probably have too much for them on Sunday.
Because I understand, and I think that the game in the FA Cup, I remember that, I think that was Kwanzaa's worst game for Liverpool. Since he broke in the first team. I thought Gomez struggled in that game too, as right back. But I expect Kanahi to be back as Mane partner on Sunday. He didn't play on Sunday as well, that pass. So I think once Liverpool can be a bit more defensively solid, and I think Liverpool will create chances. Once Liverpool take the chances, I think Liverpool will ultimately win the game. So, you know what? I would take a 1-0, 2-0, 4-0, it don't matter. But I think I predict 3-1, I'll stick with that prediction, but get 3 points, and we left from both there.
Fair enough. Speaking of leaving boat here.
Before we leave boat here, though, I have a question for you. It wasn't on the agenda.
Oh.
But I think that we have a little bit of time for it. Do you expect that I will be my next manager next season?
I just had this feeling that I was coming because you just love to talk about Man United. Honestly, I don't know. I genuinely you could ask me that about Poch, and I could definitely tell you no. I don't think Poch should be Chelsea's manager next season. you could ask me that about Eddie Howe. I think Eddie Howe would definitely be, even though that they're having a difficult season, I think he'll definitely be in the job. But Ten Hag, I genuinely don't know. I think there's too much whispers around other managers, in my opinion, and nobody's really coming out to shut it down.
Well, I heard a very respectable journalist, credible, said that from what you heard that they're planning for next season with Ten Hag. But what I would say is that I think the end of the season is still going to be important for Ten Hag to ensure that remains the case, if it was the case a couple of weeks ago. And we haven't really talked about managers like manager merry-go-round. We don't really talk about it. But for example, who do you fancy to be next Liverpool manager when Klopp leaves?
I thought it was going to be Xabi Alonso, but he has said that he will stay at Leverkusen.
Yeah.
So I think y'all are now looking at that guy. I think he named
Amorim.
Right. Who he coaches?
Sporting Lisbon.
Okay. I've heard good things about him. So I think probably him. I don't think y'all going to go for Tuchel. I don't think y'all going to go for Xavi. I think Nagelsmann's heading back to Bayern. Pardon me.
Yeah.
I heard a rumor.
I'll be surprised.
I would be surprised too, but I heard that rumor. So I think Amorim.
So we start with the Alonso thing. I was hoping that we get Alonso. I mean, he was first and brought. I was like, all right. Well, obviously, first name coming to mind was Xabi Alonso. But I'll be honest, I haven't really seen much of Leverkusen. I remember I watched a game in Alonso's first season last year in the Europa League that they played. But my thoughts about Alonso would have been the more interest he's going to attract in Europe, because it's not only Liverpool. Goodness, the guy was a special player. He played for a lot of special teams. So, and each of these special teams, you could envision him being their manager at some point. So, competition for him might have been a factor. And the other thing that I was looking at as well is that he's still a footballer. Leverkusen play is not similar to what Liverpool play currently. Not saying that players on one-track ponies and stuff like that, you can adapt and the case to be a modified. But I don't know if with this squad it was a natural fit.
Okay.
So, and then more it went on, I was just like, I don't feel so. Because then you were hearing stuff that, if he was to leave Bayer Leverkusen, it would be for Bayern Munich more so than Liverpool. Because, for example, who wants to follow Klopp into Liverpool? Obviously, I don't think the Liverpool job is an easy one, but at the same time, I don't think it's going to be like a poison chalice.
I don't think so either. Because Klopp is leaving y'all in a good place.
Yeah, and I don't really Klopp, the structure of the club is.
And y'all brought back Michael Edwards as well, so I think y'all are going to be good.
I've heard Postecoglou's name being mentioned, and I think people are basing that name solely on the fact that he apparently has a good rapport with the press. I don't care how well he speaks with the press. I won't even win football matches, so I mean that don't mean anything to me. I don't know, and I don't think he's been in Premier League that long either. Well, the first season.
I don't know why they're so in love with him. It's crazy.
I guess because he cracks nice little jokes in his Aussie accent. Maybe that's why. But I mean, that's not to say he's a bad coach, but I don't think he's done enough to warrant consideration for the Liverpool job. That is me personally. People talk about it, they think he has the metal or he's demonstrated that by being at Spurs. Not saying that Spurs I don't try to disrespect Spurs either, but just saying. I don't know if that's enough. I don't think he's pulled up any trees. Just me. Then De Zerbi. So I think Amorim and De Zerbi would have been the two names closely mentioned. I think De Zerbi is also being linked with Bayern. I think talks have been apparently began between.
I don't think De Zerbi is a good fit for y'all.
I don't think so either. That was coming to he strikes me a bit of like a Conte type.
And I see he being there with Chelsea. I don't like him for Chelsea.
I can see he at Chelsea,
Me too, because we have an obsession with Brighton. But I don't think I want him at Chelsea. He struggles. To me, his struggles with Brighton this season have always been against sides that play that kind of low block, a lot of men behind the ball. And those are sides that Chelsea already traditionally struggled against. Why would you want a manager that struggles in the same way? So I don't really want him at Chelsea.
Even that for me, I just don't like his approach when he don't get things his own way.
Oh yeah, he has that kind of attitude to that.
Right, I mean, he might be a bit of a Conte is very successful, but he might be a bit of a Conte where
very abrasive.
When things aren't going well, he attack him within.
Yeah, I don't want that either.
And I know that all managers have touchy moments, so to speak, but I don't like that. And I don't think that's a good fit for Liverpool.
Yeah.
And I thought what I want. I like the fact that for the last 9 years, for the most part, my club has been a unified unit. I like keep it that way. So I've not seen Sporting play, but like you said, I've also heard good things about Amaringa, so I think that he's the odds-on favourite.
Yeah.
The only wrench that could scupper those plans for me is if a team like Barca decided I don't want him to.
Or Chelsea.
I don't think you look at him. I honestly don't think you're looking at. I don't think you're looking to get rid of Poch either. Because I think maybe it should, but I think the narrative with Pochettino is that it's a young squad, and that is a case of waiting for the guys to develop a bit more. I don't think
that was my argument too. But I've noticed some things with Poch's mentality in the last few months that have really annoyed me, like really, really annoyed me.
Mm-hmm.
Like no less that League Cup final. Like, how are you going to not go for the jugular against a Liverpool side who is completely depleted and playing for penalties? That's crazy to me. Then you want to come and tell me that this point is a good point. No, when you're playing certain sides, 1 point is not good enough. So I think his mentality to me is just, it feels very, I don't want to use the term, but I can use it. It feels very Spursy. Like things that are acceptable at Spurs, getting to having a good cup run, because they haven't won anything. So getting a good cup run is good, and challenging in certain teams is good enough. His mentality to me, I just don't know if it's going to change, and I don't really like it for where this club is at right now. That's the truth. At first, Southgate mentioned for Man United.
Yes, I did.
I would love that.
But real talk, right? Let me speak to Man United fans, right? This is Gareth Southgate. No, hey.
No Man United fan wants
because I think Gareth would thankfully, but I mean, because like for me, like okay, eventually we get to Euros, we'll talk about Southgate more. But just to give it inside scoop of what I think about Southgate, right? I don't think that he's an elite coach. I think if you go for Southgate, what that tells me is that this is the thing. I think that Southgate will actually improve Man United. But here's the thing. Not in the sense that they'll win something, but in the sense that it's a safe pair of hands, I can get them to a point where they might be able to challenge or on the cusp of it. So I think that Southgate is a man that he will actually formulate. I'm being very serious. I think Southgate could actually, because he's going to have resources to spend money, I think Southgate could get married to a place where they finish between, let me say, 5th and 6th. Or, but a little bit closer. He will say the right things. Maybe galvanize the support a little bit, in a sense. But ultimately, I don't think Southgate will actually win something with Man United in terms of the elite prizes. But if Man were to go for Southgate, I think that's what will happen. I think that he'll be a safe pair of hands. Like, almost like what I felt when Newcastle went for Eddie Howe. Mm-hmm. That's what I mean. Don't look at me bemusement like I don't know what I'm talking about.
I know you're talking about that. You know what you're talking about. It's just like completely disagree. But
go ahead. Let me hear you disagree.
I want Man United to appoint Southgate. Yeah, you're talking about they'll finish 5th and 6th, but that's what they're doing right now.
Not consistently though, because this season they're not guaranteed to finish before. This is 5th or 6th this season.
6th, I feel. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So I mean, why would you start 10 high for somebody that's just gonna keep you there? Just because he's
at the same time, they may get lucky and get top 4 once or twice.
I doubt that.
But I think Southgate would get them. What's the word? I think he would create a feeling around the club similar to what Newcastle has, in that they're moving in the right direction, at least initially.
Oh, I see.
I don't think he's the right appointment either if you want to get back to elite level football, but I think I could see it happening based on the relationships that he has with the people that are no interest.
That's the thing. So I think this summer is going to be very interesting for sure. Very, very interesting. And I don't expect this managerial thing to really start hitting out until after the Euros. I think after Euros, you can see some movement.
I think, Nagelsmann might stay with Germany actually. I don't think he's getting back into.
We'll see.
I think so. Especially depends on based on who. If Germany has a good European championship at home,
we won't.
I think that Nagelsmann is a possibility that he might renew. Because who else are you going to go for?
I know.
Exactly.
No, Klopp
taking the Euro, and I believe it this time. So I think Klopp would be. I think the next job for Klopp.
No, before he make
exactly. When it just
came low. Just kidding.
The next Germany manager, I think that you all would like to have Klopp, but obviously it's a tricky situation to have appoint an interim and
Actually,
wait a year.
I'm serious.
Right.
I believe that might be Tuchel's next step.
Yeah.
Just do a swap.
Yeah.
Gasman back to Bayern, Tuchel with Germany.
I don't think Nagelsmann get back to Bayern.
I will see.
And Tuchel,
I ain't saying it's the right appointment, but I could see you doing it.
I can see that, but again, it would almost feel like the same sort of situation that caused Nagelsmann to get a job too, which is a case where we would just try this because this is a high profile job.
Mm.
You know, ain't gonna like lower my stock. But I don't think Tuchel, I don't know. Tuchel made a Champions League at Chelsea and he's revered in that part of London. But, but
I've
like,
heard,
I don't think he's done enough.
I've heard
Warren
rumors that that's an option. I don't think.
Think about Chelsea.
I don't think it's an option for me. I think when things are bad with a club, there's a lot of revisionist history.
I can more see Tuchel at Man United.
Me too. And there's a lot of revisionist history about how bad it was at Chelsea when Tuchel was in those that. Yeah, he won the Champions League, but those last few months were awful. We weren't playing well. We were dropping a lot of points. We were losing games. So I don't buy this revisionism that Tuchel is going to be the savior. He won't be. So, you know, I have respect for what he did, but I don't think I want back Tuchel at Chelsea.
We did.
He won the Champions League.
Thiago Silva. I ain't gonna count it. No, we.
Oh, Thiago
N'Golo.
My boy. I miss him.
I can ask Christopher what channel the Saudi Arabia League shows, man. He's a watch it, so.
It's okay. I see some clips on Twitter.
I should work visit Kante, man. Watch it.
First, Kante hasn't had an injury since he left Chelsea.
Really?
Really. Anyways, talking about Chelsea depresses me. So, let's see what happens on Thursday. 3:15 p.m. Make sure you're doing anything but watching football. I'll watch it though. I'll watch the game. Anyway, what?
Don't message me and complain.
I will not.
I tell you, actually, right, Thursday is my, little for students last day of term. I can probably watch it too if I get home in time.
Don't message me.
Why would I message you? That game has no reason, has no bearing on Wi-Fi for her. I ain't got a reason to message you. But on Sunday I might message you. But I don't think I will message you on Sunday either. I think the result will be put right this time.
I think whenever you are not learning that, whenever you're overly confident about things happen.
Actually, no, but the thing is, right, I don't think, right, there are moments where I've been overly confident. I don't think this is one of them. I think just being honest.
Okay.
How I feel. I don't think I'm actually being overly confident. If it's coming across that way, I apologize.
Let's see.
I apologize.
All right.
Oh.
So that brings us finally, to the end of another show.
It flew by.
Did it?
Yeah, not to you. Okay, I guess not. I guess Chelsea discussion ruined it for you.
It did, It did. When you send me them agendas, I'd be so glad when I don't see Chelsea putting. Because I'm playing Chelsea when they do the agendas. So when you don't put Chelsea, I'd be like, thank God.
Well, Chelsea might make an FA Cup final, and we might have to put more on the agenda.
We're playing City in the semi-finals.
You've gotten 2 points. You have gone 2 draws against City this season. Actually, we could argue that one of the games we should have maybe won.
I think I could argue that both we should have won.
Exactly. Well, I wouldn't. Well, fair enough. I can't remember both games that well, but yeah.
Anyway.
So exactly. So maybe third time lucky. A win against City.
Sure. And of course,
I thought you're going to scupper against Man United in the final.
Of course, Wolves had to lose to Coventry, and of course, Man United had to draw Coventry. Hey, where's the justice? Anyways, let me finally wrap up this show.
Right.
So we want to thank our sponsors, Whole Health Pharmacy, Spirit Life Studios. You can follow us, the Dugout Podcast. Marissa Simone 91, June 9106.
Yeah.
And yeah, we have some good things coming up. We're going to have some more guests. We have a big summer coming up. There's Euros, there's cricket. We are going cricket. We are going to that World Cup final here.
Are we? You bought your ticket already?
No, ain't come on yet.
Just message me so you can buy me.
I be checking every week.
But we can.
Definitely.
Boycott. I left my house just to a short way to go there. I watch a game. Bessie's probably won't be playing.
Who cares?
I care.
I don't.
I want to see Australia lift the T20 trophy.
I just want to be at ICC final.
I've been to the T20 final before. I think I went to the last one was here, Australia England.
Oh, okay.
When they had the women's game before the men's game. I think Australia won the men's. No, England won the men's.
England men's.
And Australia won the women's. Right. I was different. I was out final. So I don't feel like, necessarily going to live a new experience, but fine.
All right.
Fine. I'll go.
Use somebody else to come to
I will
the
go.
cup final with me.
Ooh. I'll say that off the camera. I got nothing to say. I have nothing to say. What you say again? You could use somebody else.
Anyways,
Suppose somebody just playing it, like, they go messages and be like, yeah, Marissa, I'm available.
You just said you're against it.
I couldn't help it. You're going though?
This brings us to the end of the show.
Marissa, do not ignore me. Be talking.
I would like to finish the people's show. Because something is clearly wrong with you here today.
I'm just having fun.
Great.
When you open the door, you said, you just tell the public, not viewers, that you need somebody else,
Actually, I don't need somebody to go correct me. I've gone correct myself before.
I know.
Yeah,
But I will go relax. I'm going. I'm just saying. You want to think about your invitation or?
This brings us to the end of another show. So yes, you can follow us. You can even comment in the comment boxes, what you think about our predictions, where you see the title race shaping up, anything you want to say.
Not anything you want to say, gosh. But go ahead.
Not anything you want to say, but
you want to say.
You heard the man. So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again next time.